Well, I slept for a good chunk of the day today, and I really should get up. It's Sunday. Get this week started again. I think today I'm going to start by cleaning up this area where I got to put the shed next weekend. It'll be something to do. I got to do a few dishes today too. Yeah. I don't know. I've been so freaking wore out. We'll see. I just moved those two things and I see wasps flying everywhere, so I'm thinking I got a wasp nest right in this huge chunk of weeds. Oh. Yeah, there's a few of them there. There's a thing of Roundup, and I'm wondering if maybe they nested on that Roundup. Well, that put the wrench on the plans. Now I gotta figure out how to do that without getting stung. Yippee. I will say, it is a windy day today. But I figured out there's a wasp nest inside this trailer. I'll show you that in a minute. I sprayed it, so they're no longer there anymore. They were flying around my shop and my shed, and I sprayed that just to make sure they ain't getting in there. The area where I thought they were, I sprayed that just to make sure nothing was there. So I'm assuming they were just holding there trying to figure out where their nest went, and it was inside this wagon. I don't know if you can... It's inside there, not. It's inside that side part. Yeah, now I'm going to take a weed whacker and weed whack this now that we've moved. See, it's funny, you move just a couple of things and it opens that whole spot up. See, I got to move that ladder, but beyond that, this whole spot is now opened up. So what I got to do is unwrap the vines off of this thing. I got to find another spot I can set that so the vines can't get to it. I got logs here that I got to move. I got this thing right here I got to take apart. I was standing on it too, so I know there's no wasp nest in that. But I gotta clear all this up, and then I got a post. Ooh, if I can even get back here. Oh, standing on siding. That's how bad this stuff is. But I got a post that I gotta put right there onto that, because oh, is it actually? Oh, the ground's actually hard enough to where it's not gonna fly backwards. So that's awesome. But yeah, I got a bunch of siding I'm stepping on right now. Vines have taken over. This is just getting outrageous. But yeah, I figure I'll get a shed right here, and then I can kind of work back and forth in. On those days where I was having problems with rain, I can now work inside of a shed. That blocks me from the rain. Cold's going to be a whole other thing. I'm going to work on trying to frame and insulate the inside so that way I can use the heater and keep it warm in there. That way I can work in the winter time. We'll see how that goes. I threw my phone on the charger, so I didn't get all of what I was doing here, but I got her done. You've seen a good majority of what I did. It's ready for this weekend. That way we can get her platform built for the shed to go on, then we can put the shed on top of that. That pallet right there, I'm gonna tear the top of the decking off of that, add it to a pile. That way I got wood I can work with, but that whole shed's cleared now. That whole shed there is cleared now. I even weed whacked down to the kind of match the length of the grass here. That way it looks like it got mowed pretty much. Yeah, I'm gonna tear that pallet down throughout the week. I'm done for the day. I'm gonna go in, hop in a shower, and just sit and relax. Oh wow, the rose bush is actually flowering again. Pretty good too. Yeah, you can see all the dead roses and look at all the lively roses. That one's doing pretty good. Yep, here in about a couple of months or so, we're gonna, I shouldn't say a couple, it's about a month or so. We're gonna come through and we're gonna take out the ones we don't want, remove all these weeds, take everything and cut it down, basically do fall cleanup. I gotta start putting down that milky spore so we can get rid of these Japanese beetles. They're tearing this freaking rose bush on the corner up. Maybe a few roses here and there. The new ones we planted this year aren't looking so good, but hopefully they'll come back next year. Only time will tell. And now I got the weed whacker out, I kind of almost want to go over and look at that direction and get the propane tank done that I've been talking about. Yeah, I'm definitely done for the day. This is really thick and it's really going to take some time. There's some thick stuff in there. Yeah, I should actually get all this too. I'm not too terribly worried about that. That's actually a nice big bush in there. So yeah, I gotta, at some point I'll get in there and I'll get it all figured out. My main concern though is right in front of this propane tank, so that way our propane delivery service can come in and fill the tank. We'll get it. It ain't winter time yet, so we'll just make sure we get it by winter time. Yay, now my new shoes are all dirty. Should have worn the old ones. Oh well. Alright, it's Friday morning. I'm gonna get my grocery shopping done, then I gotta go over to Lowe's and get lumber for the floor for the shed. The shed's gonna be done today, hopefully, unless Steven's got other plans. I kind of messed up these ones, but so far that's the plan for today. We'll find out as soon as I get back home. He hasn't messaged me about it, so I'm assuming his plans are still here. Alright, lumber acquired. Ready to head back to the house. Steven had a little bit of running around to do. He said he's going to be on his way. I had to let him know I was going to be a little later, and I told him I was going to be. Had to gather all this lumber down. Yes, I'm always respectful and put my carts back. But there she is. All the lumber I need for the back. And the reason I did this red, so that way I have red hanging out the end. Yeah, it sticks out 4 foot past the tailgate, so probably a good 5-6 foot past the bed of the truck. Yeah, so I believe the law is you have to have something red on the end of that, if that's the case. Which there is. If it's the distance it's supposed to be to have the red or not, it is red. Better safe than sorry. Alright, just got back home here and Steven showed up. So we're gonna start working on this thing now. Seriously tried to
that one hand?
Yes, I did. I really should have grabbed the tripod. Matter of fact, let me go grab it a minute. Yeah, we got the floor all done here. We're taking a break for a minute, and then we're gonna get the shed started going. At lunch cooking at the moment too. So yeah, it's a hot one today. At least it's not in the 90s. I'll give it that. Humid, but at least it's not in the 90s.
You sure?
We just got done having lunch and starting to work on this setup right now. My phone overheated on me, so I couldn't get any video of what we were starting here. Here we go. Alright, we got a nice good chunk done here and starting on the side walls now. Here in a little bit, Steven's gonna have to go get Sam and he'll be back and we'll finish her up. We're gonna keep going though until he's gotta go. That's how far we got. Made a few mistakes here and there, but That's on the instructions. They're not very clear. We're doing the best we can though. Yeah, we're taking a break for a minute. It's really hot out there. We're gaining a little bit. Taking a water break though. Well, we took a little bit of a break here. Steven had to go get Sam, and I needed to take a shower a minute, cool off a little bit. It got way too hot. I guess I'm gonna go through the parts list and maybe see if I got to do the rest of those screws down there. I could always get screws and washers put together too. Make it a little easier. And we'll see what we can get going on here. Alright, we got a good progress here now. Pretty much all together, all we gotta do is put the beams in. This thing was a nightmare, I'll tell you that. Yeah, if you look, everything's bowed. Hopefully putting those in will fix it. But this one right here didn't even have holes in the proper location. So I had to drill holes, fix it. But it's starting to look like a shed. He just had to get the video that way, huh? I can't even see.
John grew.
Well, we're gonna pack it up for tonight. Can't see anything at the moment. We're gonna come back, go at her again tomorrow. Might not be able to get video footage of that because it's supposed to rain. We'll see. Well, here we are Saturday morning. Looking pretty good, so I might get on this shed right away and try and get some of this done a little better. Steven's supposed to come this afternoon, or evening time, after the rain's supposed to go through. Hopefully I can get this thing done. I will say, for anybody wanting to buy one of these metal sheds off of Amazon, don't do it. Don't do it. It's a hassle. We did this thing exactly to what the specifications say. These walls aren't even straight. They're not even attempting to try to be straight. No, they're just bending, folding every different direction. Holes don't line up. The sheet metal's so thin that you can tell it's been dropped because the corners are bent and most of the stuff. A lot of the stuff's got dings, dents, scratches. It's not worth it. It's not. You'd be better off spending a couple $100 extra and building one from scratch. Yeah, we got that, and that thing will not straighten out. There's a big dent right there. I've had to straighten stuff out. There was a big one up there I'd taken out. I'm gonna go over here to the roofing panels that I'm gonna have to completely straighten every single one of them. You can tell it's been dropped. I gotta take pliers and straighten every single one of them. That's even worse. Yeah, I gotta straighten every single one of those out. Oh yeah. Got half of this roof on, well, a quarter of it technically. Half of one side. Had to go grab a 4-foot for the side. But yep, I got that bit done up to that point. I got that bit to go. So far we're looking good on the rains. Yeah, and then I got all this I gotta go, which needs to really be done because this is just bowing like crazy. Yeah, there's just so much tension on that. Or I should say compression because it's pushing in. I don't know why it's doing that. It's weird. So far it's going together. I mean, obviously the start kind of messed me up and then it kind of just went pretty good from there. We did have one mistake, however, and this one ended up getting put upside down. So what I did was I just drilled a hole through the top, and that way I didn't have to take it apart. All the other ones are good. But other than that, we just had one that was upside down. It happens. I can tell this is gonna be a fun day. I just looked at the weather because I'm thinking, man, I'm sweating an awful lot. It's 83% humidity right now, 75 degrees. Well, yeah, it's gonna be one of those days again. I got close to getting the one side done. Figured I'll go ahead and start the other side. See, I got that little bit left to go. But I figured I'd start the other side, and I noticed, I can show you on these beams, there's no hole on the end. But if I come over to the center one, there's a hole there. There's a hole on that end. I come over to this side, there's a hole on that end. But now if I come over to the other end, I got the same thing, no hole. But yet, there's a hole there because the screw went in. There's a hole there because the screw went in. There's a hole there because the screw went in. Yeah, I would suggest nobody ever get these metal sheds unless you really know what you're doing, because these things are screwy. That is weird. After further investigation here, I'm starting to notice the side and then the beam before the side, those holes line up, but the one in the center doesn't line up with this side. That just doesn't make any sense to me. The other side lined up just perfectly. Why is this side way off? It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, if I say, that's the hole I drilled. But take that hole right there, lines up with that hole right straight across, but that hole is over on that side. That doesn't make any sense. This building is square. I guess the only thing I can do is put it up in the top and then drill my own holes down here, I guess. I might have to wait until Steven comes so that I can get a hand holding this thing over. I don't know, this is confusing me. Figure I'd take a break a minute, burn some cardboard. Now that that's taken care of, getting somewhere on this now again. It's almost like they sent me the wrong parts. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Whew, I gotta take a break. It is hot and humid out there. I'm sweating so bad I can literally wring my shirt out. Come in, grab some water, kind of get rehydrated in a minute, and then go back out there. I got the other side to where I got the first side. So yeah, I'm almost done with the roof. Then Steven's gonna be here at some point. He said he's gonna go home, get something to eat. He's got my generator. He's gonna get it running. Right now he has no powers. And then he said after that he'll come over. He's hoping it'll be cool down by then, but I doubt it. Be nice if it just rains, because if it rains, at least I can get wet from water versus sweat. But yeah, I'm gonna cool off a minute and then I'll get back out to it. Had to change shirts a minute. That one was soaked. Oh, it's hot today. Oh. There's less parts there. We're getting closer. Alright, I'm back out here now again. I had to take a break earlier. It was too hot. It was 91, 51% humidity. Every time I'd make one step, I was just soaked head to toe in sweat. I mean, it's bad enough I had to throw the shirt back on. It's still soaked. But I see we got a breeze now. Supposed to get some rain here shortly, but now that we got a little bit of wind, I can get up there and try and get this done, hopefully. The one thing is, when it comes to modifying here, see, my holes don't line up. So, because these holes don't line up to this, I'm gonna come through here and drill through these smaller holes up into this, and then I'm gonna go from the top and screw it right from that hole I started, and I'll just come through and silicone this whole thing. I gotta silicone a lot of this. There's a big gap everywhere you look. I can see light through the floor. I can see light through the ceiling. It's not the greatest. Oh, finally I feel like I got somewhere. I got all the roof panels on. Everything kind of seems pretty good. I mean, got all the roof panels on the whole way. So now I got to get the ridge cap up there and then the side bits. Getting a little bit further now. It's really warm out here right now. I'm thinking the humidity just rose up. Looks like it's fixing to rain. Be nice to work in the rain. Better than what I'm working in right now. It's freaking hot and humid. I'm sweating so freaking bad. My arms are just wet. Well, I just about got all the surround done on this. And then I got to do the ridge cap, and that's where I'm going to need help, is on the ridge cap. I don't have long enough arms to reach up top. I will say I'm actually kind of surprised how well this has been done, though, even though it's been messed up. It turned out pretty decent, at least. I thought I was going to need help with the roof cap, but it's all twisted, but it's on there. I didn't realize I only had to screw the ends, but I put a couple of screws on the side just to kind of hold it down. Otherwise, it was twisted in all different kinds of ways. That wind's picking up here. It's getting a little dark, so I'm thinking it might be raining. It's starting to rain here shortly. Steven's on his way too. But it looks like all we need to do is the door, and that's it. Yeah, I'm thinking we're about to get a storm here in a minute. I'm gonna start grabbing these panels and putting them inside the... That's why. The wind's gonna pick up, and I know it's gonna start blowing them all over the place. Yeah, I don't know what else to do with that ridge cap. That pretty much is what it is. Yeah, that's looking pretty nasty that way. And the wind's picking up. That tells me it's probably going to rain here for... It ain't going to be very long. It's going to be a quick one, I can tell you that. Oh, yes, it will. There is a deer walking in the backyard. Is he trying to come back? Well, that was a trip. I was over here trying to put the doors together for this shed, and all of a sudden I looked up, there's a deer walking through the backyard. Well, that's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. That way I can get it posted. Yeah, this thing's starting to really frustrate me. They're telling me to do things in the diagram they don't even have on this material. I think all I want to tell you is to put a screw on one end, but there's no holes anywhere to put any screws. There's nothing. Well, it'll be done for next week's, but this is where I ended at. Like and subscribe. Till next time.